The Roosters are weighing up Victor Radley's future at the club following an alleged text message exchange that was revealed in relation to an alleged drugs charge against Brendan Smith. Mick, what have you got for us on this?
Yeah, Braith, it's an interesting development over the last 48 hours. Obviously, these text messages have come to light, and look, it's my understanding that the Roosters hierarchy are of the belief that Victor probably didn't disclose everything that occurred a couple of weeks ago when the story originally broke, and there is definitely rumblings within the Roosters camp that Victor Radley may have played his last game for the club.
So they spoke to Victor a few weeks ago about this, and these messages are a surprise to them.
I think some of the content is definitely, I think some of the content has definitely caught some of the Roosters off guard, some of the Roosters management, and look, I think you'll find that Victor Radley's probably played his last game at the Roosters,
Really?
and whether or not they'll have cause to sack him is...
well, that's the point.
That's the point right, Dan, but...
Because he hasn't actually done anything wrong. He doesn't look like he's going to be charged by Queensland Police for whatever, possession or supply. It's just collateral damage in this whole thing. So do they actually have legal grounds to sack him?
No, probably not. Probably not. That's why I didn't use the word sack.
Yeah.
Right? Because I feel like there will be a parting of the ways between Roosters and Radley. They'll work out some sort of agreement or arrangement or whatever, how it plays out. But I don't think, there's definitely a push from within the Roosters ranks that Victor Radley won't play at the club again.
What happens if Victor digs the heels in?
He can dig the heels in. He can.
So I did nothing wrong.
He could potentially do that, Gordy. He could 100% do that, and then it becomes a legal fight, right?
Gordy, you were pretty strong on what Nick's comments were.
Yeah,
do you think he stands by that now?
Well, it's really tough. I think Nick, in hindsight, would probably wish that he didn't do that interview. I think the way society is, but I'm glad he has made that stance. For me, I love what Nick Politis does, and I wish that all the other clubs would probably go down the same path.
But it sounds like he's backing it up. He's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk.
He has to. So from everything with the Daly Cherry Evans, I've shook Nick's hand a couple of times, but from the Daly Cherry Evans deal, he's a man of his word, right? We're saying, mate, is there a chance? Everybody that knows Nick said, no, he's a man of his word. So if Nick said this, well, he's got to go with it. And he said that Trent Robinson has the same view.
How is all this information getting out? How is this all getting out? This is evidence that
It's
would be
2025, Dan.
Yeah, but where's it leaking? Is it the Queensland Police looking to win a PR battle? Is it someone else? I'm more fascinated with how we've got to this point. Because, as I said, Radley doesn't look like he's going to be charged with anything.
Should they be leaked? Like, we all know that, it's not the best behaviour, what's happening, alleged. But should they, do these sorts of exchanges get leaked all the time? Or is it just if you're a professional athlete or someone who's famous?
Well, of course. No one would care if they're not Victor Radley or Brandon Smith.
So why is that okay?
Well, it's not okay, Braith. But this would get tended to court anyway, so this would eventually become public.
Yeah, okay.
So it's obviously been leaked in the lead up to the court case, but once the statement of facts is delivered to the court case, it's open slather.
Yeah. Okay, where do they sit, the Roosters here? Because I know we touched on it before. They may want to move Victor on. What grounds do they have? Are the RLPA involved? Has anyone spoken to them? What possibilities could eventuate here?
Well, I think it's going to be very difficult to, as you guys have alluded to sack him. Right, so I feel like there will be an arrangement between Victor and the Roosters that, it's a club that he loves and they do love him, and he's a local junior, won premierships there. But I feel like it's probably the end of the road for Victor Radley.
Well, like you said, Dan, it's going to be hard to sack him because he hasn't been charged. They're all accusations and claims. But you're thinking more along the lines of, okay, another club comes in, offers a certain
They'll manage
amount.
the exit.
They'll manage the exit. The club comes and offers him X, then Nick and the Roosters, they pay the rest, and they just...
What if he goes to South?
Is that a possibility?
I don't think so. I don't think... Look, it'd be a great story if it did break.
He lives in Coogee.
I'm just not sure he's the middle forward that they're looking for.
Okay.
In terms of size, right? They've got Cam Murray, who's probably a similar player to Victor Radley. I know he's played a little bit on the edge this year, but he's does his best work in the middle.
Where could he go? I know this is further down the track, and we're pure speculation here, but if he leaves the Roosters, where could he land?
Well, he's, in the NRL, there's a range of clubs that were in for him, but, he might jot off to the Super League. He's played for England. Wouldn't count as a quota player, so could land as a marquee player over there, out of the spotlight a little bit more.
Perth. I know it's
He's
easy.
got
There's
12
2
months.
years
He's got
away.
12 months to wait, though.
Okay, he'll find somewhere for 12 months. He'll find a landing spot. Go to Catalan and or somewhere else and get a landing. There's a job there. He's still
he's a good player. Like,
he's
at
still
his
got
best.
years left.
What will
so
need to happen
valuable.
is that Nick Politis has been away, right? He arrives back tomorrow. Victor, at some point, will have to look Nick in the eye.
Yeah.
That's what will need to happen, and then we'll probably have an outcome
Have
after
you heard
that.
what the NRL are going to do about it?
Well, nothing yet, Gordy, right? Because they've already said that we'll let the court process play out, right?
Yep.
And, you know, is this enough to say that he's brought the game into disrepute? You know, that's probably where he would get done for from the NRL perspective, potentially.
What about the other 6 players that were there? Again, it's all alleged. It's all claims. No one knows really anything about what happened, apart from the text messages that we've seen. Will the Roosters cast their net wider here? Could there be any other fall guys? Do we know?
Well, unless someone falls on their own sword, I don't see how. Unless someone puts their hand up and says, yes, this is what I did, because there's no evidence to suggest that any of them have taken anything, even Victor.
Yeah.
So there's no evidence of that at all. So unless, you know, someone puts their hand up, I can't see how there's wider ramifications for that Roosters group.
All right, before we move on, Victor Radley has not been charged with anything, and there's no suggestion whatsoever that he obtained or took illegal drugs.